want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Yes, you can, folks. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Right out the gate, Monday morning, 0 dark 30, blasting out of the bunker. This show is where we expose the lies and what is actually happening. You bet. PBS over the weekend, the public broadcasting system, let us know that there are now climate crisis. You got too many syllables in there, I guess. Climate crisis therapists for people who have climate anxiety. Folks, it's about mind control. All of this is about mind control. If they can control your mind, they can control your body. And if they can control one person, they can control 100 and 1,000 and then millions. Climate crisis therapist for people with climate anxiety. Do you see how this works? They have been lying to us for how long? Actually, it's turned out to be generations. Uman has put together the number of serious climate crisis predictions, which have all been proven demonstrably to have failed, going back decades and decades and decades. But they keep using it. So we need to start off with therapy, huh? A therapist. That implies there's a mental condition that requires assistance and help. Let's roll with this, shall we? What is the best way to control someone? Fear. Absolutely, fear is the greatest single controlling factor. Now, greed is a good one. That's how they appeal to people, but ultimately it's fear. Before we step back into the world of climate crisis therapy, let's do this. How do you turn someone's greed and control of them that way into controlling them through fear? Well, let's take someone, I don't know, do we use a real person or do we use someone who's not real? Let's use Trump as an example. Okay, Trump, you want to be rich, do you? Well, we're going to give you all these good deals, but you better do something for us. Right? So they appeal to someone's greed factor. Let's just pretend that Trump was bought out by these people or bought up. And then they said, well, now you need to do as you're told. And he's like, oh, no, I don't got to do nothing you told me, right? Which is what has happened. Right? They want to control him and shut him up and everything else. And then he's like, no, you're not going to. So what do they do to stop that? How do they make someone behave? Well, how do they get so many people to get behind Kevin McCarthy? Well, you threaten them. We'll expose you. We'll take away your power. We'll destroy your family. We'll hurt your children. Fear, fear, and fear. They appeal to people with greed, and then they use fear. Well, because fear is the number one motivator. Now back to climate crisis therapy. What does therapy mean? It means you are not, right, you need help with something. You're not doing well with something. You need assistance. Does climate crisis therapy mean there's something wrong with the climate? Or does it mean there's something wrong with the brain that the person has? They're the one with the anxiety, the climate anxiety. You see, so fear is used by all these climatologists and climate liars and climate hacks and climate shills that are pushing this climate narrative in order to tax and control us. They've been pushing the climate fear for a long time, and it hasn't worked very well, has it? But now it's starting to take hold because they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And now they've got just enough people that they can roll out the therapists. Because yes, America, yes, world, accepted that we need help with our anxiety from a professional, a doctor. They can prescribe drugs and they can tell you how to think about things. You know, our new gods, the doctors. Haven't we learned enough about doctors yet? You and I here in the world of thinking and prepping, in the world of patriotism and sanity. These people said we're about fear porn. Well, what is it that they push? They push fear 24/7. They do. They push fear. That is their game. To deal with this. Don't let the anxiety overcome you. Don't let their fear get to you. This is what they want. Now they're going to have expert doctors on television, on the radio, in magazines, on commercials. If you fear climate, there's help for you. You're not alone. We have doctors on the phone 24/7 available to you to help you with your moments of anxiety over climate crisis. Can you hear the bullshit already? Well, Pfizer has help for you if you have climate crisis-induced anxiety. Our new super SRS, combined with mRNA technology, will help you pay more taxes, will help you submit to the government by taking away your will to resist and letting you know that the government truly is here to take care of you. They've created this, and now they're going to parade more experts. I think I learned my lesson about experts with the government and Dr. Fauci and everything that they sold us, all the lies and bullshit over Cerveza-Bug. If there was an ounce in me, an ounce left of absolute trust and belief in doctors, that killed it real fast. The last doctor I went to said, well, your cholesterol's a little high, John. I think we're going to put you on a cholesterol lowering drug. I said, no, you're not. Oh, but we need to. I said, no, we don't. No, we don't. I think what I'll do is improve my diet. I'll eat more fish and have more salads and exercise more. Thank you very much. I'll skip the drugs. And that's what they want, folks. They're pushing drugs. They're pushing control. Mind control. They control your mind. They control your body. This is what they do. And this is how they do it. Now, I want to ask you this. Why are people so, how do we put this? How are they so weakened that anxiety can get to them? The constant bombardment with negativity, absent a solution. Absent a solution. I mean, they do have a solution. It's total environmental control. Take away your cars, move us into cities. You think that's not causing anxiety? There's anxiety everywhere. But it's not caused because I can't breathe. No, not the St. George Floyd type I can't breathe, but yeah, I can't breathe because there's no air left because the cars used it all. No, that's not the problem. Let's see if we can figure out the problem. Could the anxiety be caused by, I don't know, all the wars that the government is pushing? Is the anxiety caused by, right, the financial crisis, monetary crisis, banking crisis, school crisis, military crisis, real estate crisis? Oh, there's a real estate crisis. Trucking crisis. There, that's a new one we got this weekend. Oh, we've got crisis after crisis, food crisis, fuel crisis, electricity crisis. Right? They cut down, I don't know how many millions of trees in Scotland to make way to put up wind turbines. In order to save the environment, you got to kill the environment. Crisis. See, they just completely forget a great deal of things. Right? It's always about control. So instead of offering, real help, they just offer more crisis. They offer you a therapist who's going to continue to tell you about the problems you're having. Say, well, you just need to calm down and take this drug and everything will be all right. We're definitely in a world of hurt, folks. What's my remedy? My remedy is understanding that the problem is not a problem. It's minimizing the amount of problems I have down into a manageable few. My solution? Clear, crystal clear. Rational thinking, rather than going off half-cocked at every bit of news I hear, and understanding the solution for everything is the same. Be prepared. That handles the situation for everything. Well, what is climate crisis going to do? I don't know. You see, they just don't know. It's the weather. The weather's the problem. Well, what's it really going to do to you? It's the weather. There's a climate crisis. What's the problem here? I'm scared. Well, that's your problem. You're scared because they told you to be scared, because the polar bears are going to drown, the ice caps are going to melt, the sea levels are going to rise, and we're all going to die. Chance favors the prepared mind. They want to control yours. Rational thinking, be prepared, and understand you can't deal with it. Humanity has always had a crisis. You just have a government now that wants to control us with everything. I'll see you tonight. We're going to talk about it at thepreparedmind.club and and subscribestar.com. Thank you for supporting us. I'll see you there. And remember, chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad that you are a prepper? Semper Fi.
The darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.